A veteran inherited a worthless island. Then a hidden secret beneath the rocks changed everything. Hello everyone. Before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It's quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories. Your support means the world to us. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Now let's begin. Life had been hard for Jake Miller. A former soldier who had fought in countless battles, his life was now reduced to scraping by from day to day. His service to the country had earned him a few medals and some recognition, but that was about it. No family, no real home, and no job to speak of. Jake was wandering through life, uncertain of where to go next. Then came the letter. It was a simple envelope, brown and worn with time. The handwriting on it was strange, but when he opened it, Jake could hardly believe his eyes. He had inherited an island. A whole island. The letter explained that the property had been left to him by a distant relative he barely knew, someone who had passed away without heirs. Jake was stunned. An island? He had no idea what to make of it. The island was located off the coast of Maine, far from the busy cities and the noise of modern life. From what he could gather, the island wasn't much to look at. It was remote, barely more than a stretch of rock and dirt, surrounded by water on all sides. The letter even mentioned that the island had been considered worthless due to its rugged terrain and lack of any useful resources. But to Jake, it felt like a strange opportunity. He had nothing else. What did he have to lose? With a small amount of savings and the hope that maybe this could be a fresh start, Jake packed up his things, took his loyal dog, Max, and set off for the island. It was a long journey, several hours by car, followed by a short boat ride to the island. As the boat pulled up to the rocky shore, Jake could hardly make out the faint outline of the island against the overcast sky. He felt a strange sense of calm wash over him. Maybe this would be his place of peace, away from everything. When they finally stepped onto the island, it didn't look much different from what the letter had described. Wild, untamed, and covered in thick vegetation. There was a small shack near the shore that looked like it had been abandoned for years. The roof was caving in, and the wooden planks were worn and rotting. Still, Jake felt a sense of curiosity. What was this place really about? Why had his relative left him such an odd inheritance? Max sniffed around, his ears alert, as if sensing something Jake couldn't see. They spent the first day exploring, mostly walking along the shoreline and poking around the shack. But as the sun began to set and the light started to fade, Jake couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. There was a strange silence in the air, an eerie stillness that seemed to hang over the island. It wasn't until the next morning that Jake would find what was hidden beneath the surface of the island, something he never expected to change his life forever. As he wandered through the thick underbrush near the center of the island, Max suddenly bolted forward, barking loudly. Jake followed quickly, his heart racing. What was Max reacting to? As he reached the edge of a large boulder, he noticed something odd, an old wooden chest, half buried in the ground. The chest was covered in moss, with rusted metal hinges and a faded lock. It looked ancient, and something about it seemed to call to him. Jake knelt down, pulling away the moss and dirt. With a little effort, he managed to pry the chest open. Inside, instead of the expected scraps of old papers or useless trinkets, he found something far more valuable. A stack of old, dusty maps, and beneath them, gold coins. Hundreds of them. Jake couldn't believe his eyes. It was a fortune, an unimaginable amount of wealth, hidden away for who knew how long. But that was not all. As he carefully examined the chest, he found a second compartment, this one sealed with a hidden lock. Inside, there was something even more mysterious. A journal, the pages yellowed and fragile, written in a hand Jake didn't recognize. This was no ordinary island, and what he had found beneath the rocks would change everything, not just for him, but for the entire world. I have to admit, Jake had no idea what he had stumbled upon. What started as a simple inheritance, an island that had been deemed worthless by everyone else, was quickly becoming the beginning of something far more mysterious and life-changing. After opening the chest, Jake sat there for a long time, holding the gold coins in his hands, staring at them as if they were a dream. Max, his loyal German shepherd, was just as alert as ever, sniffing around the area, His ears pricked, as if sensing something Jake still couldn't quite comprehend. The gold coins were beautiful, no doubt, but it was the journal that had caught his attention. It was old, much older than anything he had ever seen. Its leather cover cracked and worn, and the pages inside seemed like they could crumble at any moment. But it was the words written on those fragile pages that held the real mystery. Jake sat on the ground, carefully unrolling the pages of the journal. His fingers trembled slightly as he read the faded ink. It spoke of secrets, hidden treasures, maps leading to even greater riches, and a powerful legacy that spanned generations. The journal's author had been a man named Thomas Hargrove, a man who had once called this island home, long before it was abandoned and left to rot. According to the journal, Thomas had been part of a secret society, tasked with guarding a treasure buried beneath the island, a treasure that no one could find unless they knew exactly where to look. As Jake read the journal, the puzzle pieces slowly started to come together. The chest, the gold, and the journal. These were no coincidences. Thomas Hargrove had left these clues behind for someone to find, and Jake, it seemed, was that someone. But there was one thing Jake couldn't understand. Why had it been left to him? What had Thomas seen in him? Was he truly the heir to this legacy? As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the rocky shore, Jake felt a wave of determination wash over him. He wasn't just going to sit here with his newfound wealth. There was more to this island than just gold. There was something bigger, something more significant waiting to be uncovered. The next day, Jake set out to explore the island more thoroughly. He began by following the directions in the journal, which led him to a series of strange markings carved into the rocks along the eastern shore. The markings were subtle at first, barely noticeable to the untrained eye. But Jake, driven by the mystery that was unfolding around him, recognized them for what they were: directions, clues left by Thomas to guide him to the next step. Max led the way, sniffing the ground and barking occasionally, as if urging Jake to hurry. They walked for miles, the thick trees and underbrush making the journey slow and difficult, but Jake didn't mind. The more he explored, the more he felt connected to the island, as if the land itself was guiding him towards something important. The markings led him to a cave, hidden deep within the cliffs. The entrance was barely wide enough to fit a man, and the darkness inside was impenetrable. Jake hesitated for a moment, unsure of what he might find inside. But the journal had promised him answers, and he wasn't about to turn back now. With Max by his side, Jake entered the cave, the walls narrowing as they moved deeper into the mountain. The air inside was thick, filled with the scent of damp earth and the faint smell of something metallic. As they ventured further, Jake noticed that the walls of the cave were lined with more markings, symbols that seemed to shimmer faintly in the darkness. There was a sense of ancient energy here, an almost supernatural feeling that made Jake's skin crawl. At the back of the cave, Jake found a stone door, perfectly smooth and embedded into the rock. There was no handle, no visible way to open it, but the journal had mentioned a hidden mechanism that would reveal the entrance if the right sequence was followed. Jake's heart raced as he pressed his hand against the stone, feeling for any sort of indentation. After what felt like an eternity, he found it, an inscription carved into the stone, just below the surface. He traced his fingers over it, and as he did, the door slowly began to shift, revealing a narrow passageway leading further into the mountain. The passageway was tight, forcing Jake to crouch low as he made his way deeper. The air grew colder, the silence more oppressive, and the further he went, the more he felt as if he was walking through a forgotten world, one that had been lost to time. At the end of the tunnel, he found what he had been searching for, a hidden chamber filled with strange artifacts, ancient tools, and piles of more gold. But the real discovery was what lay in the center of the room, a pedestal upon which rested a single object, a small box made of intricate metalwork. It was no larger than a book, but the symbols etched into its surface glowed with an otherworldly light. Jake carefully picked it up, feeling the weight of it in his hands. This, he knew, was what Thomas Hargrove had hidden away. This was the true treasure. But what was inside? I can feel the weight of the box in my hands as I stand there, surrounded by the eerie silence of the hidden chamber deep within the cave. The box, delicate yet oddly heavy, glows with an ethereal light, the symbols etched into its surface shimmering in the dim light from my flashlight. Max, ever alert, stands close by, his amber eyes fixated on the object as if he knows something I don't. I take a deep breath, steadying my nerves, and slowly open the box. Inside, I find a small, intricately folded piece of parchment. As I unfold it, my eyes scan the faded ink, words written in a language I don't recognize. But there's something about it, an unsettling familiarity. The feeling that this is something I've been waiting for, even though I don't know why. I hold the parchment up to the light, trying to decipher the cryptic text. It feels like I'm on the verge of a revelation, but I can't make sense of it. I place the parchment back in the box and let out a sigh, frustrated but determined. This isn't over. I know that now. This island, this treasure, it's not just about the gold. There's something more here, something hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. The next few days are a blur. I keep coming back to the journal and the cryptic parchment, poring over them in the quiet of the cave. The island feels more like a part of me with every passing day. The weight of the discovery settles deeper into my bones. I know I can't leave without uncovering the full story. Max stays close, sensing my growing obsession. It's as if he, too, understands the gravity of what we've found. I decide to explore the island further. The cave, the chest, the treasure, it's all connected. But to what end? I begin mapping out a plan, using the journal and the symbols on the parchment to guide me. They seem to match up, pointing to specific locations around the island. Each mark feels like a step in a larger puzzle that I'm only just beginning to understand. The first location I visit is a ridge on the northern edge of the island. The view is breathtaking, the ocean stretching out endlessly in front of me. But it's the rocks here that catch my attention. As I climb over them, I notice something strange. More markings, carved into the rock face. Barely visible unless you know where to look. I pull out the journal, flipping through the pages until I find a reference to this very spot. The markings on the rocks seem to align perfectly with the symbols from the parchment. I run my fingers over them, feeling the grooves beneath my touch. Suddenly, there's a rumble beneath my feet, the ground shifting ever so slightly. A hidden mechanism, just like the journal said. With a sharp pull, a section of the rock slides away, revealing a narrow entrance, just big enough for me to squeeze through. The air inside is cool and damp, and the further I go, the darker it gets. But there's something about this place that feels different. I feel a strange pull, as if something is guiding me deeper into the heart of the island. Max follows closely behind, his presence grounding me in the growing unease. The tunnel eventually opens up into another chamber, much larger than the last. It's here that I finally find it, the heart of the island's secret. At the center of the room, there's an ancient stone altar covered in dust and cobwebs. But it's what's on top of it that takes my breath away. A massive gemstone, glowing faintly in the dark. I can't tell if it's a diamond or something else, but the light emanating from it seems to pulse, as if alive. This is it. This is what Thomas Hargrove was protecting. This is what he left behind, buried beneath the island. I reach out slowly, almost afraid to touch it, but something tells me I must. As my fingers brush against the stone, a sudden rush of energy surges through me, like a shockwave through my chest. The gemstone glows brighter, and I hear a faint whisper in my mind. It's not in words, but in feelings, emotions that I can't describe. I stand there for a long moment, trying to process what's happening, but it's too much. Too much to understand in this moment. Max barks, his voice sharp and urgent, breaking through the fog of my thoughts. I turn to look at him, and that's when I see it. The entrance I came through is closing, the rocks shifting, sealing off the chamber. I rush toward the exit, my heart pounding in my chest, but the path is blocked. There's no way out. Suddenly, the chamber begins to shake violently, the walls rumbling like a storm. I can hear a deep sound, a low hum, coming from the gemstone. It's almost as if the island itself is coming alive. The ground cracks beneath me, and I realize the gemstone isn't just a treasure, it's a key. A key to something ancient, something powerful. But the question remains, what? I stand there in the cave, the gemstone pulsing in my hand, my mind racing with questions. The energy in the room is overwhelming, and I can feel the walls closing in around me, as if the island itself is reacting to the power of the stone. Max is barking frantically, his eyes wide with unease, as if he knows something I don't. The ground trembles beneath my feet, and I hear the rumble of stones shifting. I have to get out. But the way I came is now blocked, the rocks having sealed behind me. I take a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. This is not just an ordinary treasure. This is something far beyond that. I turn back to the gemstone, still glowing with that eerie light. I have no idea what it is, but I know this is the heart of the mystery. The journal spoke of it, the markings on the rocks led me here, and now I've found it. It feels as though the island itself is waiting for me to unlock its secrets. As I hold the stone, I feel a strange pull deep within me, a sense of urgency, as if the island is calling me to do something, to open something. Max continues to bark, his body tense, but I can't tear myself away from the stone. Something about it feels familiar, like a part of me I didn't know was missing. The hum in the air grows louder, vibrating in my chest. I close my eyes for a moment, trying to focus, and that's when I hear it. A voice, faint but clear, as if speaking directly into my mind. It's not in words, but in emotions, in thoughts that feel like my own but are somehow not. Unlock it, the voice urges, unlock the island's heart. I snap my eyes open, my heart pounding. The stone's light intensifies, and I know this is the key to everything. I have to do it, but I don't know how. The voice repeats itself, unlock it. I turn the stone in my hands, running my fingers over the intricate markings on its surface, looking for a clue. There must be a way to activate it, a way to make the island reveal its secrets. Suddenly, I feel a shift beneath me. The ground cracks, and the rocks around me begin to move. The chamber shakes violently, and I stumble, trying to steady myself. Max barks again, his voice sharp, but there's something else now, something deeper, a rumble beneath the surface, as if the island itself is reacting. The walls of the cave seem to hum, resonating with the stone in my hand. It's like the island is alive, and it wants me to do something, to open something that's been hidden for centuries. I search the walls frantically, my breath coming in short bursts. There's no time to waste. The vibration is growing stronger, and I can feel the air shifting around me. I notice a crack in the stone wall ahead, a small opening that hadn't been visible before. The markings on the wall match those on the gemstone. I know this is the place. This is the moment. I rush toward it, my hands trembling as I press the gemstone into the crack. For a moment, nothing happens. The vibrations in the air grow louder, the hum rising to a deafening pitch. Then, with a soft click, the stone sinks into the wall, and the sound stops. The room goes silent. I stand still for a moment, the silence overwhelming. Then, slowly the wall begins to move. The stone shifts, revealing a hidden doorway. I step forward cautiously, the gemstone still clutched tightly in my hand. Max follows, his growls quiet but alert. As I pass through the opening, the air grows colder, and I feel a sense of something ancient, something powerful. The walls of the tunnel are covered in more markings, more symbols, all leading me further into the heart of the island. The passageway is narrow, and the walls are damp, but I feel a strange sense of purpose now. The gemstone seems to guide me, its light growing brighter the deeper I go. I can't explain it, but I know this is where the true treasure lies. This is where the island's secret will be revealed. I reach the end of the tunnel, and what I find there takes my breath away. It's a large chamber, far grander than the cave I came from, and at the center, there's a pedestal. On the pedestal rests a large, ancient book, its pages yellowed with age, the cover adorned with symbols that match the markings I've seen all over the island. I reach for it, my hands trembling as I open the book. The pages are filled with more writing in the same strange language, but this time, I can understand it. The words describe the history of the island, a place where an ancient civilization once thrived, hiding away powerful secrets to protect them from the outside world. The island was chosen as a sanctuary, a place where the greatest treasures of that civilization were kept safe. But there was more. The gemstone I had found was not just a treasure, it was a key to unlocking the island's true power. The book reveals that the island itself has been waiting for someone to return, to awaken its hidden force. And now, that person is me. I stand in the dimly lit chamber, holding the ancient book, its pages filled with secrets of a long-forgotten civilization. The air feels charged, almost electric, as if the island itself is reacting to my presence. Max is at my side, his amber eyes glowing in the low light, his body tense as if he too senses the weight of what has been uncovered. I take a deep breath, trying to steady my racing heart. This is it. This is what I've been searching for. The book describes an ancient order, guardians of the island's secrets, who were entrusted with the protection of a powerful force hidden deep within the land. The gemstone, the one I found earlier, is the key to unlocking that force. But what exactly is this power? The book doesn't explain fully, but it hints at something far beyond treasure, a force that can change the very fabric of reality. I glance around the chamber, searching for any other clues, but there is nothing but stone and dust. The pedestal where the book rests is the only object in the room that seems out of place. I feel a strange pull toward it, like an invisible hand guiding me to the next step. With trembling hands, I close the book and place it back on the pedestal. As I do, the chamber shifts. The walls creak, and the ground beneath my feet trembles. I step back, my eyes widening as the air seems to ripple, and before me, a new passageway begins to form, as if the stone itself is being reshaped by some unseen force. Max growls low in his throat, and I place a reassuring hand on his head. "It's okay, boy," I whisper, though I'm not sure I believe it myself. The passageway ahead is narrow, and the air smells of damp stone and old earth, but there's something else, a faint scent of salt water, like the ocean, but sharper, more intense. I take a deep breath, gathering my courage, and step forward. Max follows closely, his ears pricked, his eyes scanning the darkness ahead. The further I walk, the more the walls seem to close in. It's as though the island is alive, breathing around me, guiding me towards something unknown. The passage twists and turns, leading me deeper into the heart of the island, and I can't help but wonder how much longer I can continue. I've already come so far, but the weight of the responsibility, the weight of this secret, is starting to feel heavy on my shoulders. Finally, after what seems like an eternity, I reach the end of the passage. There, at the center of the room, is another pedestal, and on it rests a small, intricately carved box. It's made of dark wood, almost black, with symbols etched into the surface, symbols that match the markings I've seen throughout the island. The box is so beautiful, so delicate, that I hesitate for a moment before reaching for it. My fingers brush against the smooth surface, and as soon as I touch it, the room seems to shift again. The air grows colder, and I feel a rush of energy course through my body, as if the island itself is awakening. I open the box, and inside, there is a small, glowing orb. It's the size of a marble, but the light it emits is so bright that it almost blinds me. I can't take my eyes off of it. The orb feels warm to the touch, and as I hold it in my hand, I feel a surge of power, a deep connection to the island, to its secrets, to whatever force lies hidden within its depths. The voice from before echoes in my mind again, this time clearer than ever. The island's heart is awakened. You are its chosen guardian. I freeze, my heart pounding in my chest. Chosen guardian? What does that mean? I turn the orb over in my hands, searching for answers, but there is no instruction, no explanation. Only the feeling that something incredible, something unimaginable, is about to unfold. Suddenly, I hear a sound from behind me. Max is growling, his body tense. I turn quickly, but there's nothing there, nothing but the darkness of the cave behind me. The air grows heavier, and I feel a presence, something watching me. A chill runs down my spine as the walls around me seem to close in, and the floor beneath me shifts again. I try to steady myself, but I can feel the island reacting to the orb, as if it's testing me, waiting to see what I will do next. The orb in my hand begins to glow brighter, its light filling the room, and I know that I am standing at the edge of something that will change everything. The island is alive, and I am its guardian. But what does that mean? What do I do with this power, this knowledge, this responsibility? The answer, I realize, lies not just in the island, but in me. I stand in the chamber, the orb pulsing in my hand, its light brighter than ever before. Max is still by my side, his ears flicked back, his body tense, and I can feel the tension in the air, thick, with something ancient, something powerful. The island is alive, and I know that I am now part of its secret. The voice in my head, that strange presence that has been guiding me all along, whispers once more, clearer than before. The heart of the island has been unlocked. Your journey has just begun. I try to steady my breathing, the weight of the moment settling on my shoulders. The orb in my hand feels heavier now, as if it's drawing energy from the very earth around me. I step back, still in awe of what I've found, but a new sense of urgency begins to build inside me. What now? What am I supposed to do with this power? The chamber seems to shift again, the walls vibrating ever so slightly, and I realize that I'm no longer alone. I glance around, but I don't see anyone. Yet, I feel something. Something watching me, waiting for me to act. Max growls softly, his eyes scanning the darkness behind me. I turn quickly, but the shadows are empty. The air feels colder now, and the pulsing light from the orb seems to grow stronger, as though it's responding to something. The island is calling to me, but I don't know what it wants, what it needs from me. The voice speaks again, louder now, its tone urgent. The island's power is tied to you. Protect it, guard it, or it will be lost forever. I feel a rush of confusion and fear. What is this power? Why is it in my hands? I can't shake the feeling that I'm standing on the edge of something much bigger than I ever expected. The weight of the responsibility presses on me like 1,000 tons, but I know I can't back away. Not now. Not when I've come this far. I take a step forward, the orb still glowing in my hand, casting strange shadows on the walls. Max moves beside me, his steps silent but purposeful. We move through the tunnel, the path narrow and winding, the air thick with the smell of damp earth and the faint scent of salt water. The further I go, the more it feels like the island itself is guiding me, its pulse in sync with the orb in my hand. After what feels like hours, we reach another chamber. This one is even larger than the last, its walls covered in ancient carvings, the same symbols I've seen throughout the island. They glow faintly, responding to the light from the orb. The room is empty, save for a pedestal in the center. On the pedestal rests a stone tablet, its surface covered in more markings. But there's something different about this one. It feels important, like it holds the answers I've been searching for. I approach it slowly, the weight of the orb in my hand growing heavier with each step. I place the orb on the pedestal beside the tablet, and immediately, the symbols on the tablet begin to glow, mirroring the light from the orb. The room shakes, the ground beneath me trembling as if the island is alive, reacting to the touch of the orb. I step back, watching in awe as the markings on the tablet begin to shift, rearranging themselves like a puzzle unlocking itself. Suddenly, the symbols form words I can understand. They're not in any language I've seen before, but somehow, I can read them now. The island's heart is bound to the soul of the guardian. Only through sacrifice will its power be set free. I stare at the tablet, the meaning of the words sinking in. Sacrifice? What does that mean? The voice in my head speaks once more, its tone soft but insistent. Only the chosen can unlock the true power. But to do so, the guardian must give what they hold dear. My heart races. What am I supposed to give? What does the island want from me? The weight of the decision presses down on me like a crushing force, but I know one thing for sure. I can't leave. Not now. Not when I've come this far. The island has chosen me, and I have to see this through. Max looks up at me, his eyes filled with an understanding that seems beyond his years. He's been with me through everything, and I know he's ready for whatever comes next. We've made it this far, and we're not stopping now. The room falls silent again, the glow of the tablet dimming. I take a deep breath, the weight of my decision heavy in my chest. It's time. The island's secret is waiting, and it's up to me to unlock it. The path ahead is unclear, but I know one thing for sure. I will protect this island, its power, and whatever secrets it holds, no matter the cost. I stand there, feeling the weight of the stone tablet in front of me, the words glowing faintly. The air is thick with tension, and Max, my loyal dog, stays by my side, his eyes fixed on me, his body still. The symbols on the tablet speak of sacrifice, of a responsibility far greater than I ever anticipated. The voice in my mind returns, urging me forward. The heart of the island is tied to the guardian. To unlock its power, you must give what is most precious to you. The words echo in my thoughts, over and over. What does that mean? What could I possibly give? The island's power, its secrets, they are all in my hands now. But at what cost? I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself. The island has chosen me as its guardian, But this power, this responsibility, is not something I can take lightly. The urge to leave, to turn back and forget everything, is strong, but I can't. I've come too far. The island, its mysteries, they are now part of me, and I can't walk away from that. Max whines softly, and I look down at him. His loyalty, his unwavering companionship through everything, is what makes this so difficult. He is my family. He has been my only companion for so long. The thought of losing him, even for the sake of something as grand as the island's power, fills me with dread. But the island's pulse, the quiet hum in the air, tells me this is the way forward. The voice in my mind becomes clearer, more insistent. To unlock the true potential of the island, you must give of yourself, your deepest bond. Only then can you wield its power. I know what I must do. The thought weighs heavily on me, but I understand that to protect the island, to protect its secrets, I must be willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. It is not just about power. It is about balance. The island has been waiting for someone like me, and now it is asking for more than just a keeper. It is asking for a bond, something that cannot be undone. I walk over to the pedestal, the orb still glowing softly in my hand. I place it gently beside the stone tablet, and as soon as it touches the surface, the room shudders. The walls tremble as the ground beneath my feet rumbles, and the light from the orb intensifies. A flash of white light fills the chamber, and I shield my eyes. When the light fades, I feel a shift in the air, a deep, resonant hum, as if the island itself is awakening, responding to the offering I've made. I hear Max bark sharply, and I turn to him, only to see him standing rigid, his eyes wide, his body tense. The shadows in the room seem to move, and I realize the island is not only alive, it is aware. The pulse of energy in the air is no longer just a force I can feel. It is now something I can see, an ancient power swirling around us. The walls of the chamber shift again, and a new passageway opens up, revealing a dark tunnel that leads further into the depths of the island. I feel drawn to it, a pull that I can't explain, as though the island itself is guiding me, showing me the way. Max steps forward, his body moving with purpose, and I know I must follow. There is no turning back now. I walk down the passage, my footsteps echoing in the narrow space. The air grows colder, thicker, and the further I go, the more I feel the weight of the island's secrets pressing down on me. The tunnel opens up into another chamber, much larger than the ones before. At its center stands an altar, made of dark stone, etched with symbols I recognize from the tablet. The orb, now glowing brighter than ever, floats above the altar, suspended in midair, as if waiting for me. I step forward, my heart racing, and place my hands on the altar. The moment I do, the orb flares with light, and a wave of energy pulses through me. The power of the island flows into me, filling every inch of my being, and for a brief moment, I can feel its history, its memories, flooding my mind. I see flashes of the past, of the guardians who came before me, of the ancient civilization that once thrived on this island, of the secrets they protected. The island's power, its heart, has always been tied to its guardians, passed down through generations. And now, it is mine to protect. But as the energy settles within me, I feel a sudden emptiness. The voice in my mind, the one that has guided me through this journey, speaks one final time. The island's power is yours to wield. But remember, Guardian, the price is never truly paid. The balance must always be maintained. I take a deep breath, the weight of the island's legacy settling on my shoulders. The power is mine, but it is not without its cost. I must guard this place, protect its secrets, and ensure that the balance is never broken. The island has chosen me, and now it is my responsibility to ensure that its power is never misused. As I stand there, the orb still glowing above the altar, I realize that this is just the beginning. The island's heart has been awakened, and I am the guardian of its secrets, the keeper of its power. And this is where my true journey begins. I stand there, the weight of the orb heavy in my hands, the air around me still humming with the island's power. Max, ever loyal, stays by my side, his eyes watching me with the same understanding he's always had. The room around us feels different now, charged with a new energy, a new purpose. I am the guardian of the island, its secrets, its power, But what does that mean? How do I protect something so vast, so ancient, with only my instincts to guide me? The orb pulses in my hands again, the light growing brighter, and I feel the island's heartbeat syncing with my own. The power inside me swells, overwhelming yet familiar, as if the island is now a part of me, just as I am part of it. The weight of the responsibility, the price of this power, settles in my chest like a stone. I can feel the eyes of the island upon me, watching, waiting for me to act. Max growls low, and I turn to him, sensing the unease that has grown in him, too. It's like the island itself is testing me, pushing me to see if I'm truly worthy of the power it has entrusted to me. The weight of my role as the guardian feels like a burden too heavy to bear, but I know there is no turning back now. The island has chosen me, and there is a purpose in this, even if I don't fully understand it yet. I move forward, my steps hesitant at first, then growing more confident as I approach the altar. The orb's glow casts long shadows across the stone floor, the markings on the walls flickering in response to its light. It's as if the island is alive, aware of my every move, guiding me, pushing me forward. I reach out, my fingers brushing against the surface of the stone altar once more. This time, the stone feels warmer, almost alive, as if it's responding to the energy inside me. I place the orb down gently on the altar, and as soon as it touches the stone, a low rumble shakes the chamber. The walls tremble, and I feel a deep vibration in the ground beneath my feet. The orb begins to spin slowly, its light flashing in rhythm with the vibrations, and I can hear the faint hum of ancient machinery deep within the island, coming to life after centuries of slumber. The air grows thick, and I feel something stir within the island's depths, something ancient, powerful, and now awakened. The voice in my mind returns, clearer than ever before, its tone firm but not unkind. The island is awakening, and you are its keeper. The power is yours to wield, but it must be protected. You will face trials, tests of your will, your strength, your heart. If you fail, the island's heart will be lost, and so will you. I feel a chill run down my spine, the weight of the voice's words sinking into my bones. The responsibility of guarding this power is not just mine alone to bear. It's a test, a trial that will push me to my limits, challenge everything I thought I knew about myself, about the island, and about the very forces at work within it. I can't fail. Not now. The chamber suddenly grows silent, the rumbling ceasing as quickly as it began. I stand there, breathless, my heart pounding, unsure of what to do next. Max remains by my side, his presence a comforting reminder that I am not truly alone in this. I know the island's power is real now, and so is the danger it poses. I turn away from the altar, feeling the orb's energy still pulsing behind me. The walls of the chamber seem to breathe, and I can almost hear the whispers of the island calling to me, urging me forward. There's more to this place, more to uncover, but I can't do it alone. I need help. I make my way back through the narrow passage, the walls vibrating with the island's heartbeat. Max walks beside me, his fur brushing against my leg as we make our way back to the surface. The air is still thick with the island's energy, and I can feel its pull. It's calling me, but it's also warning me. The power I've unlocked isn't just a gift. It's a responsibility that comes with a price. I can feel that weight more now than ever before. As we reach the edge of the island, I look out over the water, the horizon stretching out before me. The sun is just beginning to dip below the edge of the world, casting a golden glow over the ocean. It's beautiful, almost peaceful, but I know that this calm won't last. The island's heart is awakened, and with it, everything has changed. Max barks sharply, and I turn to look at him, following his gaze. In the distance, I see a small boat approaching, its silhouette cutting through the mist. My heart skips a beat. Who else is coming? What do they want? The island's power is now mine to protect, but there are others out there, others who might seek to claim it for themselves. The trials have just begun, and I have no idea what lies ahead. But one thing is certain, the island is no longer a place of solitude. It is a place of power, and with that power comes danger. And I will do whatever it takes to protect it. I stand at the edge of the island, the gentle breeze tugging at my clothes as I watch the boat draw closer, its silhouette cutting through the fog. My heart races, but I don't know why. There's a sense of impending change in the air, a feeling that something has shifted, that the island's secrets are no longer just mine to protect. Max stands beside me, his ears perked, his eyes scanning the approaching vessel. He growls softly, a low warning that something is not right. The boat pulls alongside the shore, and a man steps out. He's tall, with a weathered face that speaks of years spent on the water, his eyes sharp and calculating. He doesn't look like anyone I've seen before, and the way he moves, with a quiet confidence, tells me he's no stranger to the dangers of the sea. He's dressed in a dark coat, his boots caked with mud, and he carries something, an old satchel slung over his shoulder, the straps worn thin from use. He looks at me, his gaze steady, and I instinctively take a step back, my hand reaching for the orb at my side. It's like a reflex now, a part of me I can't ignore. The orb pulses with a faint light, responding to the man's presence, and I realize he's not just another traveler. He's here for something that has to do with the island, and with me. I know what you're looking for, the man says, his voice low and gravelly, but carrying an edge of authority. And I know why you're here. His words send a chill down my spine. How does he know about the island? How does he know about me? I take a breath, trying to steady myself. Who are you? I ask, my voice steady despite the anxiety bubbling inside me. The man smiles, but it's not a friendly smile. It's the kind of smile someone gives when they know something you don't, when they've already won. I'm someone who's been waiting for you, waiting for the right time to come. I've been watching you, just as the island has. I feel a surge of anger rise within me, but I force it down. The island has chosen me as its guardian, and I'm not about to let some stranger take that from me. What do you want? I ask, trying to keep my voice calm. He steps closer, his boots crunching against the gravel of the shore. I want what's mine, he says, his tone shifting, becoming more intense. The power you've unlocked. The power of the island. It was never meant for someone like you. You're just a pawn in a much larger game. His words strike a nerve, and I feel the weight of his challenge pressing down on me. I've fought for everything I have, for the right to be here, for the right to protect this island. I won't let him take it away. You're wrong, I say firmly, standing tall. The island has chosen me. Its secrets, its power, it's mine to protect. The man's smile fades, and for a moment, I see something darker in his eyes, a glimmer of anger mixed with something else. You don't understand, he says, his voice cold now. The island's heart isn't meant for just one person. It's meant to be shared, to be controlled. You can't protect it alone. The world will come for it, just as I have. I shake my head, trying to process his words. I don't know who this man is or why he's so certain that the island's power is his to claim, but I know one thing for sure. I can't let him take it. Not without a fight. I won't let you. I say, my voice strong. The man doesn't respond at first. He just stares at me, sizing me up, as if weighing his options. Then, without warning, he reaches into his coat and pulls out a small, intricate key. A key that glows faintly, almost like the orb. My breath catches in my throat. I recognize it instantly. The key. The one I've seen in the journal. The one that opens the final door. The one that leads to the heart of the island's power. This is what you're guarding, he says, holding the key up for me to see. But you're not ready for it. You're not ready to control what's inside. But I am. I feel a rush of panic, the sense that I've lost control of the situation completely. I can't let him unlock the island's heart. The power it holds is too great, too dangerous in the wrong hands. I don't know what the key will unlock, but I know it's not something the world is ready for. Max growls again, his body tense, and I feel the weight of the decision pressing on me. I can't let this man take the key. I can't let him take the island's heart. Stay back, I warn, my hand reaching for the orb. The island has chosen me, and I'm not going to let anyone take that from me. Not without a fight. The man's eyes narrow, and for the first time, I see a flicker of doubt in his gaze. He knows I won't back down. He knows this isn't going to be as easy as he thought. But he's not going to give up that easily either. We're at an impasse, and I know that whatever happens next will change everything. This island, its heart, its power, it's all on the line now. And I'm not about to let anyone take it from me. I stand facing the man, my heart racing, Max by my side, growling softly. The tension in the air is palpable, and I can feel the island itself holding its breath. He holds the glowing key in his hand, the one from the journal, the one that unlocks the heart of the island. I've seen it before, its power, its potential. And now, this stranger is standing in front of me, claiming that it's his, as if he's entitled to it. But I know this island. I felt its pulse in my veins, and I know it's not his to take. The orb in my hand hums with a faint energy, as if it's aware of the confrontation. I can't let him have it. I can't let him destroy what I've sworn to protect. The man eyes me carefully, his gaze unwavering. He seems to understand that I won't back down, but I can see the hint of a smirk on his face. He knows something I don't. He knows more about this island than I do, and that thought terrifies me. I tighten my grip on the orb, the familiar warmth of its glow giving me strength. You don't understand, he says, his voice low, almost pitying. The island's power can't be contained by one person. It was meant to be shared, controlled by those who know how to wield it. You don't know what you're holding. But I do. His words sink in, and for a moment, doubt creeps into my mind. Maybe I don't understand. Maybe I'm just a fool standing in the middle of something I'm not equipped to handle. But as I look at the key, the orb, and the island around me, I realize something. This power isn't just a gift, it's a responsibility. A responsibility that I've been chosen to bear. The island didn't choose me by accident. I don't care what you think you know, I say, my voice steady, despite the fear swirling inside me. This island chose me. Its secrets, its power, it's mine to protect. You're not taking it from me. The man's face hardens, and for the first time, I see the true weight of his resolve. You don't get it, he says. You can't protect it alone. You're not strong enough. No one is. The island is too powerful, too dangerous. I'm trying to save you from yourself. I feel the orb in my hand grow warmer, its energy responding to the words. It's as if the island is speaking to me, urging me to stand firm. I've come too far to walk away now, I say, taking a step forward. The island chose me. I'm its guardian, and I won't let anyone take that from me. For a moment, the man says nothing. His eyes narrow, as if he's weighing his options. But I can feel the shift in the air, the tension building to a breaking point. This confrontation won't end easily. I can sense the power in his presence, the knowledge he carries, and I know he's not just some random trespasser. He's here for a reason. And I realize, too late, that I don't know nearly as much as I thought I did. He steps back, as if considering something, and then, without warning, he raises the key and points it directly at me. A beam of light shoots out from it, bright and blinding, and I instinctively raise my arm to shield my eyes. The light pulses with energy, filling the air with a sound that vibrates deep in my chest. The island trembles beneath my feet, the ground cracking as if responding to the key. Stay back, I shout, but the man doesn't listen. He's too focused, too intent on whatever he plans to do next. The light from the key grows brighter, and I feel the ground shifting beneath me, pulling me toward the center of the island, as if it's trying to claim me, to draw me into its depths. Max barks fiercely, his body tense, and I can feel the energy in the air crackling. The orb in my hand reacts, glowing even brighter, the warmth intensifying as if it's fighting against the key's power. This is it, I think, my heart pounding. The island is testing me. The orb is testing me. The question is, what will I do now? Will I give in to this force, or will I fight for what's mine? I raise the orb high, feeling the island's energy surging through me, and I push back against the light, focusing all of my will on the power in my hands. The light from the key flickers, its intensity wavering as I hold the orb aloft. I can feel the island responding, as if it's recognizing my determination. The man looks at me with a mixture of frustration and disbelief. You think you can stop this? He asks, his voice tinged with anger. You can't control it. But I don't answer him. I don't need to. I know what I have to do. The orb pulses once more, and with a force I didn't know I had, I push forward, directing the energy of the island toward the key. The beam of light from the key flickers, then fades, and the room falls silent. The power shifts, the balance tilting in my favor. For a long moment, neither of us moves. The island is still, the tension hanging in the air like a storm waiting to break. The man lowers the key, his expression one of resignation. He knows he's lost. But I know this isn't over. The island's power is mine to protect, but the challenges will keep coming. There are others who will seek it, and I will have to be ready. I've won this round, but the fight is far from over. I stand there, the weight of the island's power still pulsing in my hands, the orb glowing faintly. The man in front of me has lowered the key, the light from it flickering out. The tension in the air is thick, but it's different now, more subdued, as if the battle between us is over, but something even bigger looms just out of sight. Max, ever vigilant, stays close, his body still but his eyes darting between me and the stranger. I can feel the island's heartbeat beneath my feet, steady and strong, as if it, too, is waiting for what comes next. The man says nothing at first, just watches me, his face hard but not without a trace of respect. "You're stronger than I thought," he admits, his voice low. "But you still don't understand the island, the power it holds. You can't keep it hidden forever." I hold the orb tight in my hand, its warmth grounding me. The voice in my mind rises again, clearer this time, urging me forward. "The island's secrets are yours to protect. But the challenge is far from over. There will be others who come for it. You must be ready. I don't know who these people are or what they want, but I know one thing for sure. I can't let them have it. Not after everything I've learned, everything I've fought for. I'll protect it," I say firmly. "I don't care who comes for it. The island chose me, and I'm not backing down." The man tilts his head slightly, as if considering my words. "You think you're the only one who understands its power?" he asks, his voice tinged with disbelief. "There are others, people who have been seeking the island for centuries. They know its true potential, and they won't stop until they claim it for themselves." The weight of his words hits me like a blow. Others? People who have been seeking the island for centuries? I thought I was the only one chosen by the island. But if what he says is true, then I've only just scratched the surface of something much bigger, much more dangerous. I take a deep breath, steadying myself. I can't let fear take control. I've come this far, and I won't let anyone take what is mine. I'll deal with whoever comes, I say, my voice resolute. But I won't let anyone take the island's heart. Not without a fight. The man stares at me for a long moment, his expression unreadable. Then, slowly, he nods, as if acknowledging something he sees in me. "Very well," he says, his voice colder now. "But remember this, there's always a price for power. Always a cost. And you won't be able to protect the island forever." With those final words, he turns and walks back toward his boat, disappearing into the fog without another word. I watch him go, my heart pounding in my chest. The air around me feels different now, as if the island itself is holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. Max whines softly, and I kneel beside him, placing a hand on his head. I can feel the weight of the island's secrets pressing down on me, but I know that this is just the beginning. I've unlocked something here, something powerful, something that will change everything. But it's not enough just to have the power. I have to protect it. And that's where the real challenge begins. I stand up, taking a final look at the horizon before I turn toward the heart of the island, where the stone altar and the orb are waiting. The island has chosen me, but the price for that power is clear. The challenges, the threats, they've only just begun. And I'm ready. The island's heartbeat pulses through me, stronger now, as if it knows what's coming. I don't know how I'm going to protect it, but I know that I can't fail. The stakes are higher now. The island's secrets, its power, are in my hands. And I won't let anyone take it from me. Not without a fight. I stand at the edge of the island, watching the fog swallow the man and his boat, his figure disappearing into the distance. Max stays close, his presence steady and grounding, as the weight of what just happened sinks in. The island feels different now, as if it's holding its breath, waiting for me to make the next move. The stranger's words echo in my mind. There are others who want the island's power. They've been seeking it for centuries. I thought I was the only one chosen, the only one who had unlocked its secrets. But now I know I was wrong. There are others out there, and they won't stop until they claim what's mine. The island's power thrums beneath my feet, the heartbeat of the land matching my own, steady and insistent. The orb in my hand pulses with the same energy, a reminder of what I have to protect. I can't afford to be naive anymore. I've uncovered something far greater than I ever imagined, and now I have to keep it safe, not just from the strangers who seek it, but from anyone who might misuse it. I can feel the pressure building, the responsibility of being the guardian pressing down on me with every passing moment. Max looks up at me, his eyes filled with the same understanding he's always had. We've been through this journey together, and now, more than ever, I know that I can't do this alone. I have to be ready for whatever comes next. The man with the key wasn't the only one who's been watching this island. There are others, and they won't stop until they have the power of the heart of the island for themselves. I turn back toward the heart of the island, where the altar and the stone tablet are waiting. I know I can't stay here forever. I can't protect the island from a distance. I need to know more about the power that's been entrusted to me. There are questions that need answers, and the island, I believe, holds those answers. It's time to find out exactly what I'm up against. I make my way through the dense trees, the path winding beneath my feet, the sounds of the island filling the air, the rustling leaves, the soft calls of distant birds, the steady rhythm of the ocean crashing against the rocks. It's beautiful, tranquil even, but I know this calm won't last. I can't help but feel that the island is waiting for something or someone. The heart of the island, the true power that lies deep beneath the earth, has been unlocked. But what does that mean for me? For the world? I reach the stone altar, the place where it all began, and I place the orb back on its pedestal. The light from the orb glows softly, casting long shadows across the chamber. The markings on the stone tablet are still glowing faintly, as if they are waiting for me to do something, to uncover the next piece of the puzzle. I place my hand on the stone, feeling the pulse of the island beneath my fingers. The power is still there, still alive, and it's mine to protect. The air around me shifts, the hum of energy growing louder, almost vibrating through my bones. I close my eyes, concentrating on the rhythm, the heartbeat of the island, and I feel something deep within the earth shift, as if the island itself is responding to my touch. The voice in my mind returns, clearer now, more urgent. The balance must be maintained. The heart of the island is vulnerable. Protect it, guardian. The words resonate within me, and I understand now. The island isn't just a source of power, it's a living entity, and its heart is its most vulnerable point. I am the guardian, but I'm also its protector. The island chose me, and now I must ensure that its power isn't taken or misused. I look around the chamber, the sense of something ancient and powerful filling the space. The tablet, the altar, the orb, all of it is part of something much bigger than I ever realized. The island's secrets are buried deep, and I have only just begun to uncover them. But the threat is real. There are others out there, others who would stop at nothing to claim the island's heart for themselves. I stand up, the weight of the responsibility settling on my shoulders. The journey is far from over. The island is waiting for me to unlock its full potential, but it's also testing me, pushing me to see if I'm truly worthy. Max barks, breaking me from my thoughts, and I turn to see him standing near the entrance of the chamber, his body tense. Something is out there. I step toward him, my hand still on the orb, and I feel a shift in the air, a presence drawing near. Someone is coming. I can feel it in my bones. The island is about to face its next trial, and I have to be ready. The power I've unlocked, the responsibility I've taken on, it's only the beginning. Whatever comes next, I'll face it head on. I won't let the island's heart fall into the wrong hands. I can't. This is my duty, my purpose, and I won't fail. I stand at the entrance of the chamber, Max by my side, his alert eyes scanning the shadows as if sensing the presence of something or someone nearby. The island feels different now, its heartbeat a constant hum beneath my feet. There's a sense of finality in the air, as if everything that has happened so far has led up to this moment. The trials, the challenges, the power I've unlocked, they've all been building to something greater, and I'm not sure I'm ready for it. But I know there's no turning back now. The island has chosen me as its guardian, and I will protect it with everything I have. The quiet is broken by the distant sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate, but unmistakable. Someone is coming. I brace myself, the orb pulsing gently in my hand as though it, too, is aware of the approaching threat. Max growls softly, his fur bristling, and I can feel the tension rising, the anticipation thick in the air. The power of the island is alive, and I know that whoever approaches will have their own intentions for it. The figure steps into the chamber, emerging from the shadows. It's the man from before, the one who sought to claim the island's heart. His face is hard, his eyes sharp with a mixture of determination and something darker, something that tells me he's not here to make peace. In his hand, He holds the key. The same key he used to unlock the island's secrets. His gaze meets mine, and for a moment, the silence between us feels heavy with unspoken words. You're not the only one who can protect this island, he says, his voice cold, but with an edge of finality. You've unlocked its heart, but that doesn't mean you control it. The power is too great for one person. You were never meant to bear this alone. I feel a surge of anger, but I hold it back. The island's heart is mine to protect. I've fought for this. I've worked for this. I am the guardian. I say, my voice steady, unwavering. And I will protect it from anyone who seeks to take it. He steps forward, his eyes narrowing as he raises the key, pointing it directly at me. You don't understand. This isn't just about power. It's about balance. The island's power can't be controlled by one person. It's meant to be shared, to be used by those who understand its true potential. I glance down at the orb in my hand, feeling its energy surge through me, the island's heartbeat syncing with mine. I know what I'm protecting. I understand its power in a way he never will. The island has chosen me. I say, my voice low but filled with conviction. And I will protect it, no matter what. The man hesitates for a moment, his hand still gripping the key, but I see the doubt flicker in his eyes. He's not as certain as he was before. The island's power is not something to be taken lightly, and it's clear that even he doesn't fully understand what it holds. You think you can protect it, he says, his voice a little quieter now, but you can't. The island will do what it needs to survive. And you, guardian, will either be its protector or its downfall. The words hang in the air, heavy with implication, but I don't flinch. I've made my choice. I will be its protector. I say firmly, the words a promise to the island, to myself, and to the world. That lies beyond. The key in his hand trembles slightly, but he doesn't make a move to advance. For a long moment, we stand there, the tension between us thick, the air humming with the island's power. Then, slowly, he lowers the key, his eyes no longer focused on me, but on the orb in my hand. Then you're right, he says, his voice almost regretful. You are the guardian, but you are not ready for what comes next. I don't know what he means, but I don't have time to ask. The ground beneath us rumbles again, and I feel the island's power surge, stronger than before. The walls of the chamber shake as if the island itself is reacting to our words. I glance at Max, who is still standing by my side, his body tense. There's something in the air now, something more than just the presence of the man in front of me. The island is preparing for something bigger than both of us. The man steps back, his expression softening slightly. You will face challenges, he says, his tone no longer as cold. But you must understand one thing. The island's power is not something you can keep to yourself. It must be shared, or it will destroy everything. I watch as he turns and walks toward the exit of the chamber, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He doesn't look back, but I can feel the weight of his words. The island's power is not just a gift, it's a responsibility. A responsibility I will bear, no matter the cost. Max looks up at me, his eyes steady, and I know that this is far from over. The island's heart has been unlocked, and I am its guardian. But the challenges are just beginning. The power that lies within this place is greater than anything I could have ever imagined. And I will protect it, no matter who comes for it. The island has chosen me, and I won't fail. In this gripping tale of mystery and adventure, the island's secrets are uncovered by a lone guardian. This is not just another of the many veteran stories. It's a journey of power, responsibility, and the challenges faced when the forces of nature are at stake. The island, chosen by a veteran to protect its heart, becomes a battleground for something greater than anyone could have imagined. As the plot unfolds, more danger emerges as others seek to control the island's heart. The veteran must use his strength, wit, and loyalty to protect the mystical power that lies hidden within the island's depths. As he confronts dangerous foes and faces overwhelming odds, this story captures the essence of bravery and sacrifice, much like the best veteran stories from the front lines. But the island's heart is no ordinary prize. It's a force that could change everything, and the veteran must decide if he can bear the weight of this power alone. This is one of the many veteran stories that explore the hidden depths of honor, duty, and personal transformation, where the lines between right and wrong blur in the face of extraordinary power. The journey of this veteran is a powerful reminder of the costs of protecting the things we hold dear and the sacrifices that define true guardianship. If you enjoy tales of struggle, mystery, and redemption, this one-of-a-kind story is an unforgettable addition to the collection of veteran stories that continue to captivate hearts worldwide.